Hey, Gary Guth here with bagpipelessons.net. We're going to do a series of videos on rhythm and tunes and so forth. I had posted below a note that I received from one of our followers, and he's got some issues still with counting rhythm and maybe how to apply it to a metronome and that kind of stuff. So, but before we do that, and I had asked if you're interested in this idea, why don't you submit some tunes to me that you'd like me to break down for you? I'd be happy to do that. Or I could. I've got 3 volumes of the Scots Guards here. We could just drop open a page and pick a tune, and we could do that too. So those are just some ideas. But before we get started, let's talk about the basics of rhythm. Okay, and so I have this rhythm pattern sheet that I developed a while back. But to get started with rhythm, you have to understand some basic terms about rhythm. Okay, so if I'm using this as an example, all of the tunes are divided into equal parts by the bar line. So you know what a bar line is, and the distance between the bar lines is called a measure. At the beginning over here of every tune is the meter signature. The top number tells me how many beats are in the measure, and the bottom number tells me how many or what kind of note gets one beat. So in 4/4 time, that means I have 4 quarter notes to the measure. And so these are my quarter notes right here. And when I count quarter notes, I'm in 4/4 time, I'm going like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so when I'm clapping like this, the only thing I'm not clapping the rhythm, I'm clapping the beat, right? So if we were marching, here's the beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So a quarter note is counted 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, a half note is counted, a half note equals 2 beats. So a half note is counted 1, 3, 1, 3, right? And then a dotted half note, when you add a dot to a note, you're adding half of its value. So a half note is 2 beats. If I add a dot to it, it's now equal to 3 beats. Okay, so if I'm counting one of those, it would sound like this. 1, 4, 1, 4. And a whole note is the longest note that you can write. That's equal to 4 beats. And that would be 1, 1, like that. Those are my whole notes. Now, if I go back the other way, I've got quarter notes are 1, 2, 3, 4. So half of a quarter note is an eighth note, right? So here's how I count eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and I'm still tapping the quarter note. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and in my 16th notes, there's 4 16th notes in a beat in 4/4 time. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. Okay, those are the basic. That's how you say the basic language for all of the notes. Now on my rhythm patterns sheet, there's 2 kinds of meter. I have duple meter, which is divisible by 2, and that would include 2/4, 3/4, and 4/4 time, and 2/2 time. And then I have triple meter, which you can see over here, over there. See that? And I just happen to have an example of 9/8 time. Okay, so 9/8 means that I have 9 eighth notes in a measure. Okay, and so you're not going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, because 7 is 2 syllables. But what you are going to count is 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a. So over here I have 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a. But let's go back to the duples for a second. So if you look at the end over here, this is where I finish counting the 16ths. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a, right? Well, I can mix over here. I can mix eighth notes and 16th notes as long as they equal a quarter. So I have an eighth note plus two 16th notes. So that's if I add all of that up, that equals a quarter note. Okay, so this pattern right here, 8 followed by 2 16ths, is 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2. It's how you say it that matters. I'm going and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. So I'm slurring to the next number, and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3. Now over on this side over here, if I turn that pattern around, I have 1EN, 2EN, 3EN, 4EN, 1EN, 2EN, 3EN, 4EN. Down in this right here, this pattern, I have a 16th note followed by a dotted eighth note. Okay, so when I add a dot to a note, I'm adding half of its value. This figure here has to equal 4 16th notes. Okay, so this pattern is 1E, 2E, 3E, 4E, 1E, 2E, 3E, 4E. And then this pattern right here, I turn and put the dot in the first position. I have 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. Now let's go to the triples. Here I've got, when you're counting 9 8 time, again, you don't count 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. You're counting it in groups of 3. So and if we're marching down the street and we're playing a tune in 9 8 time, we're going to be marching to the dotted quarter note. Okay, so a quarter note is 2 eighth notes. I put a dot on it, it's equal to 3. So we're going 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a. That's like this pattern right here. And then over here, I've got a quarter note followed by an eighth. That's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, which is different than 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. It's different because this is 1E and a 2E and this is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then when we started adding the dots to the notes here, if I put the dot in the first position, that's a long ta, 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 ti ta, ta, ti ta, ta, ti ta. Now we'll apply all of these to the tunes. Every bagpipe tune has all of these patterns. Well, all of these patterns are represented in bagpipe tunes. Okay, and then the last one down here, this pattern right here is ti ta ta, ti ta ta, ti ta ta. So over here, this is like come to me, and then this one is like I love you, I love you. Okay, so that's so you want to be able to say these with the right inflection. Okay, so if I start again at the top, I'm going 1, 1, 4, 1, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1E and a 2E and a 3 and a 4E and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and 1E, 2E, 3, 4E, 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. Those are my duples. Then I've got 1, 2, 3, 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 1, a 2, a 3, ta, ti ta, ta, ti ta, ta, ti ta, ti ta, ta, ti ta, ta, ti ta, ta. What I would do is I would practice. I'll put below. I'll put a button where you can print this PDF. And what you should do is you should watch this video a number of times and practice saying these patterns with me. What you want to be able to do is you want to be able to recognize these patterns in the music and know that they're a ta ti ta or a 1 and a 2 and a. You see what I'm saying? You want to be able to recognize those. But in order for you to do that, you have to practice all of these patterns. And that's not, this is a handful. I mean, this isn't a million patterns. I mean, there aren't a million patterns that exist in music. It's only a handful like this. And these patterns are used over and over and over again. All right, so this is the first of this series of videos. If you have any questions, please email me or post a message under here if you want. But more importantly, if you have tunes that you'd like to contribute to this, I'd be happy to do a video. I'll break it down so that you can so that you learn how to do this yourself. A bagpiper is a person who can play a list of tunes by memory on the bagpipe, can learn and develop their own music. That's probably the most important thing. You don't want to take bagpipe lessons for the rest of your life. You want to be able to develop this music yourself. And part of doing that is understanding rhythm. Rhythm is everything on the bagpipe. You know, I keep saying that. It's everything on the bagpipe because there's no musical expression on the bagpipe unless there's a steady beat and you're playing the rhythm properly. That's what it is. We have an instrument that's loud, period. You know, so we need to figure out how to get emotion out of the bagpipe. That's what we want to do, isn't it? We want to, you know, if we're playing at somebody's funeral, hey, my job is to make that big, ugly guy with a bald head and a Fu Manchu, you know, and the sleeves of tattoos cry at his mommy's funeral. I mean, that's my goal. I mean, if I can make that guy, you know, fall apart, then I did my job, and I deserve to get paid. All right, so I hope you have a great day. If you have any questions, again, feel free to email me. Have a great day. Bye.